All right, my friends, I want to have an open, honest conversation. And I would welcome comments on this too. Because I know I got my lovers of chiropractic. And I get it. I know why. And then I know there's people that don't like chiropractic. Maybe they hate chiropractic. I don't know why. But what if we had an open conversation as to why? Instead of just passing judgment, we tried to come to an understanding where we could have a dialogue, an open conversation. Because what I've found in this social media world and keyboard warrior world is people just throw out comments, quack. They don't believe in it, whatever. Why? Where are those emotions and feelings coming from? Sometimes people say, well, I had a friends, uncles, grandfathers, brothers, sisters, next door neighbor get hurt by a chiropractor. Okay. No argument there. It could happen. Maybe it was a bad chiropractor. Maybe it was a mistake. Who knows the whole story? But is that enough to bash an entire profession? Or I heard chiropractors could cause strokes. Well, if you look at the research in the cases of strokes, a lot of times people were in the middle of a stroke with a migraine when they went to the chiropractor. And they were having a stroke already. And it was just happening. Which is why we're trained, and we do more training on recognizing signs and symptoms of what people are happening if we have to refer out. But you got to make sure you're going to a highly connected, good chiropractor. Just like anything in life. You know, people bash the medical profession saying they're killing people. Well, they got very sick people showing up to them on a regular basis that are probably on their way to dying pretty quick, and it was just too late. And they want to bash the medical doctor for that, where they did the best they could. I've become friends with a guy and he's a medical doctor for over 30 years, and he's sharing stories with me about, a 350-pound man coming in with high blood pressure, sick, unhealthy, puts him on a new medication. The guy dies 2 weeks later from a massive heart attack. Was it the medication, or was it the fact that he was a fat bastard out of shape, stressed out for years, that killed him? Who do we blame? And I've heard people bash him for that. But rightfully so, there's times where people are over-medicated and had bad surgeries and things went wrong and the medical doctor made mistakes and hurt people. And I always like to refer to people when you look at the risk factors to look at, malpractice insurance premiums, and chiropractic is probably one of the lowest, if not the lowest, mainstream medical professions that has the lowest malpractice premium in the world. Why? Because they know there's very low risk, especially when it's done right, of a patient getting hurt. And then there's the complaint of, well, once you go, you always have to go, or they put you on these long-term care plans. Well, a good chiropractor who understands the human body and how it works and how great chiropractic care can enhance the quality of your life is going to put you on a long care plan. They're actually going to recommend you come for the rest of your life. Yeah, I said it, the rest of your life. Why? Because we know the benefits of lifetime chiropractic care. Now, if you don't believe in that, perhaps it's because you don't understand exactly what the neurology of your body does and what happens when you have nerve interference and subluxation. Well, I don't believe in that, and I don't believe that a bone can put a pressure. Do this, read the research, look at the science. And don't ask me to show it to you here in the comments. I'm not going to go there. I don't have time for that stuff. Do it yourself. There's a lot of MDs out there, or I could put you down the road of, these gearheads that are all into that stuff, and you could talk to them. I'm just putting the facts out there. This profession's been around over 125 years, millions upon millions of babies, teens, moms, dads getting adjusted with amazing results. And what are the results? Life is just better when you live with a clear nervous system. And I've narrowed it down to your atlas. Research the brainstem. Type in brainstem in Google, and then research atlas and what the atlas does and how it moves in a three-dimensional direction and what happens when it misaligns under your occiput and puts pressure on the brainstem. What happens to those nerve channels? and then the side effect of what happens to the organs that they're trying to innervate or control. It's very simple, people. And then what causes a subluxation? Chemical, physical, emotional stress. And then look at types of chemical, physical, emotional stress and what level those are playing a role in your life. And then just go into a chiropractor who's a great chiropractor and go for 6 months. And what it should look like is you go in the first visit and you get a set of x-rays and you can get your nerve scans and we can see what the entire integrity of your nervous system is looking like in relation to how your spine is protecting it, how the spine is moving or not moving, and then go through a series of adjustments to free up that nerve impingement and the integrity of the nervous system and the communication between every brain cell and tissue cell of your body. And within 4 months, notice the changes that take place. And if you could do that for 6 months, and I'm talking when you walk into the chiropractor's office, that's all they're doing is detecting subluxation, adjusting you if you need it. Because there should be times you go in there that your body's holding the last adjustment. You don't need an adjustment. But you don't know that unless you go in and lay on a table, which is like time and repetition. We like to see people. And when they start care, there's usually more visits because people are a mess. And then as they get healthier and they start holding their adjustment, which is they don't need 2 adjustments in a week, maybe 1. You can spread it out a bit, but you got to earn that. It's like being fat out of shape and you start walking on the treadmill. Then you start jog walk on the treadmill. Then you start a light jog. And then you start running on the treadmill because now your body's adapting and it's getting healthier. But it's painful in the beginning and takes time. Now the adjustment should not be painful, but it should be sustainable. You should receive an adjustment, not get one. It should feel okay. It should feel good. It doesn't feel great all the time because you open up nerves and they start sensing things around in the environment. You got to go through a detox, which is sometimes you may feel a little nauseous or sore or tender. But after 3 to 4 months, all of a sudden things start to blossom and open up because healing takes time. But it has to be nurtured properly, gently, loving, with the proper intention. And that's finding yourself the right chiropractor for you and your family. And I guarantee you after 6 months, you're going to notice major changes in your expression of life. Because the Atlas is life. Living clear is greater expression of life, and you deserve that. And we got to get beyond the dogma and the negativity and the comments that are coming from uneducated experience and minds and people and move forward. And create a network of people to help you find the right chiropractor. If you don't have one or no one in your area, reach out to me. I got a great network of people I could send you to. And we'll do the best to find you someone who's going to click with your family and it's going to work in your benefit. That's the only outcome we want. Our immediate goal is to get 50% of the country under regular chiropractic care. And then you watch what happens. And it's very simple. Every mother, bring your family into the chiropractor. You make those decisions, drag your husband by his ear, grab your kids, get them into the right office. We'll help you find somebody. If you need it, comment below. We'll find someone for you. And then talk to me in 6 months. And then imagine getting all these people together and we do one giant conference sharing our experience, empowering and how their lives have changed and how kids are having less symptoms and they're happier and healthier and on less medications and more vibrant. I got a pediatrician that comes to me and he says, my healthiest kids are the ones that come to see you. They come in to get weighed in for sports and get a physical. I'm not filling out scripts for them because their body's performing better. And he saw that for years and now he comes here. We expect the same for you and your family and your friends and your loved ones. See, in my book, a chiropractor shouldn't even have to advertise. It should be 100% word of mouth that people just understand. You have a great pediatrician on your staff. You have an amazing medical doctor on your staff to regulate you and make sure everything's operating right. And you have an amazing chiropractor on your staff that's going to make all those jobs easier because you're just simply healthier. How cool is that? See, it starts with your atlas. If that atlas is subluxated, out of alignment, putting pressure on the brainstem, your expression of life is deteriorating. The fix is simple. You find yourself a great chiropractor where you walk in that office and all they're doing is checking you for subluxation and adjusting you. If they do anything outside of that, if they're doing colonics, foot baths, cold laser therapy, stretching you upside down, doing all this crazy stuff, walk out. Their intention is off. And we need someone who has the right intention of pure principled chiropractic care, because that's the future of healthcare and transforming this world to change its state of mind and creating a more powerful society that we all choose to live in. God bless you, and I look forward to helping you.